Hello, hello, my lovelies. Today we're going to be talking about the situation going on with Kevin Federline, Britney Spears, and Sam Asghari. There's a lot to go through, and I'm going to have some words. So, without any further ado, grab a snack, grab a drink, and let's jump into it. Roll the intro. Welcome back. Now, what's the situation? Who is Kevin Federline and why is he attacking Britney? Well, in case you don't know, Kevin Federline is a ex-background dancer, musician, and was Britney Spears' ex-husband and the father of their two children, who are both teenagers now. I couldn't really find that much more on him. That's what it says on IMDb is dancer, musician, and then mentioned Britney. So that's what I got on Kevin. And he decided to come out and after a decades-long silence and say some things about Britney. And this caused both Britney and her new husband, Sam Asghari, to respond. So, I'm going to read you off what Kevin said in this whole, expose he did. Firstly, he mentions that the boys chose not to attend Britney's wedding to Sam Asghari and said, and I quote, "They haven't seen her in months." And then Kevin claims that the whole reason why there's this huge rift going on between Britney and Sam and Kevin is because of a post Britney made recently. And in the statement that Britney made, she mentioned that when she was pregnant with one of their children, that Kevin did not meet up with her like she was asking him to. And this caused Kevin to try to get a lawsuit against Britney. He said, and I quote, "This whole thing has been hard to watch, harder to live through, harder to watch my boys go through than anything else." And this is what he said in response to the coverage and the media circus kind of circulating around Britney's recent wedding. And on top of that, and he said, I quote, and yes, I wrote these down quote for quote because I didn't really want to read off the entire article. So he says, "It's been tough. It's the most challenging thing I've ever had to do in my life." And then claiming that on their most recent visits to Britney's home, that he's seen that there was a lot of things going on that I didn't feel comfortable with. Kind of insinuating that there's a lot of things going on in Britney's home that he doesn't like. Then they asked him about the recent reaction to Britney's more exposing pictures online. And he said, "I try to explain it could be a new way for her to express herself. But it doesn't take away from the fact that what it does to them." And that's all he really said about Britney's recent pictures online. And now here comes the part that I really have an issue with about this whole thing, because if you are unaware, there was a whole situation a while ago where Jamie Spears, which is Britney's father, had hurt one of Britney's children, and this caused Kevin to get a restraining order against Britney's father, Jamie, or James. And now he's saying that Jamie is actually a good guy and would allow the boys around him again, which I don't agree with. This is not okay, because we all know that James Spears was not the best father and just completely using Britney for her money. So these are the direct quotes that he said. "I saw this man that really cared and really cares about his family, wanting everything to be okay. When Jamie took over, things got in order. He saved her life. I would absolutely welcome Jamie back into the family and into the boys' lives, especially if that's what the boys wanted. I don't have any hard feelings against Jamie Spears. People make mistakes. I feel bad for him. He's been put through the ringer." End quote. I don't agree with that, because if it got so bad that you had to get a restraining order against Jamie, why are you willing to let him around the kid that he hurt? I don't get it. I don't get why he's coming out and saying these things now, and it's implied later in Sam's Instagram post that I will be reading for you guys. But this is not okay. If you had to get a restraining order and things got that bad, why are you allowing this man around your children again? Regardless if they're teenagers or not. That's just not okay to me. Like, what are you doing, Kevin? That doesn't sound like good father behavior to me. Now we're going to hop into Britney's 2 responses. She posted one on her story first and then an Instagram post. And then we're going to read Kevin's and then I'm going to give my thoughts. So here's her story. It saddens me to hear that my ex-husband has decided to discuss this relationship between me and my children. As we all know, raising teenage boys is never easy for anyone. It concerns me the fact that the reason is based on my Instagram. It was long before Instagram. I gave them everything. Only one word. Hurtful, in all caps. I'll say it. My mother told me, you should give them to their dad. I'm sharing this because I can. Have a good day, folks. So that's her Instagram story, and it sounds like her mother told her, instructed her during the conservatorship, because he got custody after the conservatorship was announced, and Kevin has been just fine with the conservatorship this entire time, and we all know that that was hell for Britney. Like, as Sam Asghari later puts it, he calls it a 13-year prison sentence, and that is the best definition for what Britney went through. And Kevin's been okay with it this whole time, being paid to take care of Britney's children. So, it sounds a lot like the money is going to start running out as soon as the boys turn 18, and I think one is 17 and one is 16, so the money's going to run out soon, and that might be a reason why Kevin is now speaking up, but I'm going to go ahead and read what Britney wrote on her Instagram post. In addition to what I said on my story, as their stepmom says, whatever is happening outside this home has nothing to do with home. I would like to share that door. To outside is a token to the white gates I've been kept from for 15 years. The conservatorship has only been over for 8 months. Being able to have cash from the outside world for the first time is extremely enlightening. Are we equal now? Are we even? Is this even equality? Remember that trauma and insults come from fame, and this business not only affect me, but my children as well. I'm only human and I've done my best. I honestly would like to share my 2 cents. I daringly would like for the Federlines, because Kevin is married to a woman named Victoria now, and she has 2 children from a previous relationship, and that's what she's referring to when she says their stepmom. I daringly would like for the Federlines to watch the Big Booty video. Other artists have made much worse when their children were extremely young. During my conservatorship, I was controlled and monitored for nearly 15 years. I needed permission just to take Tylenol. I should embark on doing way more than going topless on the beach, like a baby. I'm not surprised just as my family did their share of interviews, the Federlines will too. I'm not surprised at all with their behavior and their approach to what I've dealt with. And then she has a emoji. So, I'm sorry for what Britney is going through. This just sounds... And agreed. Like, she hasn't really done anything that a lot of stars haven't done and much worse. So, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to read Sam's response. Now here is Sam Asghari, who is Britney's current husband's response. To clarify, my wife has never posted a nude selfie except of her butt, which is quite modest these days. All other posts were implied nudity, which can be seen in any ad for lotion or soap. Agreed. There's a lot of ads that have just full-on chichas and badonkalankas, so... There is no validity to his statement regarding the kids distancing themselves, and it is irresponsible to make that statement publicly. The boys are very smart and will be 18 soon to make their own decisions and may eventually realize that the tough part was having a father who hasn't worked much in over 15 years as a role model. Oh, damn. Kevin's gravy train will end soon, which probably explains the timing of these hurtful statements. I do not know him personally and have nothing against him aside him choosing to vilify my wife. His character revealed by approval of the 13-year cruel conservatorship and his loyalty to Jamie indicates his approval at the time of its conception as well. Things that are now considered normal issues and behavior easily dealt with therapy or other ways were magnified to justify what is a 13-year prison sentence. Anyone approving of it is wrong or benefiting from it somehow. I will not comment on this matter again except to say that I have a job. Oh, damn! Sam went in for the kill. He went after this man's employment history. Like, I know there's people that don't like Sam Asghari, but, like, this was fucking go off king shit. This was king shit. Like, oh my god. He literally insulted the fact that Kevin has just been living off of Britney's money this whole time and was okay with the conservatorship. Oh my gosh. That was savage. That was savage, and I'm kind of here for it. Because Sam, I think, makes a lot of sense the most with this post, is saying that, you know, this is probably because the money's going to run out soon. Kevin's been living off of Britney's money since the conservatorship happened and has had full custody of the boys because of the conservatorship, which he was okay with. So, and just highlighting the fact that Kevin hasn't really had a job because he's been living off of Britney's money. Like, that was savage. That was absolutely savage. Okay, like, whew. Okay. Go off, Sam. Go off, King. Okay. Now it's time for my 2 cents. I think I'm completely on the side of Britney and Sam here because, again, the timing of Kevin coming out after over a decades-long silence and not really saying anything against Britney, and then posting this whole thing about how the boys didn't want to be around, the boys don't want to be around her, the boys chose to not go to the wedding, just trying to attack Britney. And I feel like this is driven by the fact that the boys are going to be 18 soon, like Sam said, because, again, the man really hasn't worked. The last thing I knew he was being paid for was being basically a nanny on the circus tour with the boys for Britney. He's been living off of Britney and her clout all this time, and now that people are talking about Britney so much again, and the fact that the money's going to start running out soon, it does make a lot of sense why he's starting to just attack Britney over this. And I am not here for that. I'm not here for that because Kevin Federline has always been kind of a scummy individual, and I'm completely on the side of Britney on this. And the fact that Sam Asghari, I know a lot of people have issues with him and they think that maybe he's her new conservator and there's all these theories about it. I feel like he did the right thing in standing up for his wife because this probably made Britney really upset. Because Britney loves her boys. Britney adores her boys. She's featured them in music videos. Even before she had these kids, she always wanted to be a mother. She has spoiled these boys. She loves these boys. And the fact that he attacked her over the kids probably made Britney upset enough behind closed doors that Sam felt like he needed to defend her. And I feel like that was the right thing to do on his part. And he says he's not going to comment on this anymore. He's not going to... This is a one and done comment from Sam. And I'm here for that because he's just put his 2 cents in, said I'm done. Okay. And Britney should be rightfully upset because, again, she loves these boys and now he's attacking her over them. I don't like it. A lot of Britney's ex-husbands have been coming out of the woodwork recently. Her first husband that she was married to for, I think, like 13 days or something. It was a really short relationship. She married this guy in Vegas, and recently he showed up at the wedding and was trying to, and he broke in. He broke into the wedding. I forgot what his name was, but he broke into the wedding, got past security, and was demanding to see Britney and was opening up doors in her house and stuff. And now Kevin's coming out of the woodwork ever since this wedding happened. It seems like these guys are just jealous of the fact that Britney has moved on again and are trying to cause some kind of ruckus with her. And I'm not here for it. I want Britney to just live her life and enjoy her life. So that's what I got for you guys today. If you feel like it, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We are 5 people away from 2,000 subscribers, and I don't just talk about internet news like this. I also talk about books, TV shows, anime, all kinds of internet news. If I find it interesting, I post it on the channel and I report on it. That's why the name is The Random Show. It's random for a reason. So I'm sure if you look around the channel, you'll find something you like. So that's what I got for you guys today. What do you think about this whole situation? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you guys next time. I love you all so much, and I hope you have the best day. Bye.